Hello, everyone. Hello, Spiritual Biz Success peeps. How are you guys? I'm Kimberly Maska, founder of Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, as you know. So I'm just chatting today a little bit about that fear of stepping out and the fear of what other people think. So I see this a lot with spiritual entrepreneurs. It's like you're ready to take that next leap, but the fear about what people are going to say is what holds you back. And then that fear kind of escalates and it really serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever. But when we're looking at stepping out as an entrepreneur, we're really looking at shifting our identity, right? If you are not a spiritual entrepreneur yet, you're thinking about being a spiritual entrepreneur, shifting into this new identity of who you are as a spiritual leader can be a little daunting. And I see it all the time in my Spiritual Biz Bootcamp group. You know, people join the group to come in and create that six-figure business, to get all the tools that they need to be able to do that. And the biggest hurdle that I see is really getting tapped into themselves and getting over the fear of really stepping out and as that next spiritual leader. Because what happens is that when we step out as a spiritual leader like that, we're actually taking on a brand new identity. When you are, you have your identity as a parent, you have your identity as a daughter or a husband or a sister or a brother, whatever that identity is. And then you have the identity that you've taken on with whatever job you're currently in, right? You've got the identity of working for so-and-so and being in this industry and being this kind of person. You have those identities. And we've gotten very comfortable and used to those identities. So it's very easy to sit within that and go, okay, this is who I am. People ask you about things. The first thing they ask you is, what do you do? What's your job? That's how we tie our identity to things. And then when it's time to step out as a spiritual leader, like a true spiritual leader that's going to have followers, that's going to step out with their message, who's going to be a public figure, who's going to serve on a high level. When we go to do that, it's terrifying for some people. It's a brand new identity for you. It's something you haven't really experienced usually. A lot of the people that come into my Spiritual Biz Bootcamp are in that space where it's kind of new, like they've been dabbling, they've been treating it as a hobby, they've been, toying with the idea of stepping out, but it is a little daunting. And so a lot of times people get the nerve up, they take the leap, they join my bootcamp, and then it still comes up again. And it is this identity shift. As human beings, we're very comfortable with what we know, right? We always want to come back to what we know. And this identity shift creates something entirely new. So how do you get over that fear so that you can take the leap and really find this new identity of who you are? And the best way to do it is to make it not about you. Because it's not about you, guys. This is about service. This is about stepping out. This is about helping people. This is about shifting consciousness on the planet. It's not about you. When we make it about us, that's when we get afraid. That's when we get terrified. That's when we're like, oh my God, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? How is this going to work? And that whole piece of it is what holds us back. And that keeps us from living our purpose. That keeps us from stepping out in a major way. That keeps us from serving because we're worried about what the other people think. But if we can realize that it has nothing to do with us, this is about shifting consciousness on the planet, that you have a job that you're supposed to do, a job, not the regular kind of job, but you have a mission. That's why you're here. That's why God gave you the gifts that you have, is to be able to share those and step out. Then when we remove ourselves from that, then it makes no sense to stay where you are in a job that you don't love, right? It only makes sense to move forward with what it is that you love to do, that's your passion, that you know will have an impact on the world. So when that fear creeps up and you're wondering about, what are people going to say? Who cares? Who really cares? And even if someone as close to you has an opinion, that's just their opinion. It has nothing to do with you. That only has to do with their own limiting beliefs. It's nothing to do with you. You do what you're supposed to do. You follow your passion. You follow the gifts that Source has given you, and you know the direction you're supposed to head in with those. Follow those, and that is where you need to be. And it doesn't matter what other people think. It's not about you. It's only about serving. It's about shifting consciousness on this planet. So if you're having that wobble and you're not sure what to do, just breathe and just stop thinking about yourself. Think about the other people. Figure out what that next step is. How do you get out and serve in a major way? Remember, everyone has an opinion. It doesn't really matter, and it has nothing to do with you. and live your purpose. If you're ready to step out and completely live your purpose and what you're doing and go through that identity shift and really step out as the next spiritual leader, private message me or watch the training here that I'm going to post the link for my free training for the 5 shifts to creating a 6-figure spiritual business. And then if they're a vibrational match, book a call, chat with my team, see what it's all about so that you can have that experience and really step out as the next spiritual leader like you were meant to be. So again, I'm Kimberly Maska, founder of Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, and I will see you in the next video. Have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.